Most hurricane damage comes from water, not wind, with floods destroying entire communities. But what if a town could withstand 4 hurricanes without any flooded homes? This real town uses clever engineering and respect for natural water systems to create nearly flood-proof living. Strategies like elevating homes, building water bowls, and harnessing the land's drainage transform wetlands and lakes into powerful defenses. This community shows how water can protect rather than destroy, offering a glimpse of the future of flood-resilient design. Water's hidden threats. When people think of hurricanes, strong winds often come to mind first, but it's water that usually causes the most destruction. Flooding from storm surge and heavy rainfall can inundate entire communities, destroying homes and infrastructure regardless of how well the buildings withstand the wind. Surprisingly, even houses built to survive Category 5 hurricane winds can be swept away if floodwaters rise high enough. This hidden threat of water proves to be the true challenge for many coastal and inland towns, forcing engineers and planners to rethink how communities handle excess water. Floodwaters don't just come from the coastline. Rainfall-heavy hurricanes often cause rivers and lakes to overflow far inland, creating dangerous floods in places many wouldn't expect. In fact, about 1/4 of all hurricane-related deaths in the United States happen in inland counties away from the storm surge. This reveals a harsh reality. Designing only for wind or coastal floods isn't enough. The unpredictable nature of water demands a stronger focus on flood management that accounts for multiple sources and extreme weather patterns. This widespread issue raises an essential question. How can towns better protect themselves from relentless water without surrendering to constant damage? The answer doesn't lie in trying to fight water head-on, but in adopting designs that work with natural water flows to reduce impact. By revealing the hidden water threats, we set the stage to explore how a certain town managed to withstand multiple hurricanes unscathed, offering hope for smarter flood resilience everywhere. Traditional development flaws. Most cities follow a strict grid pattern, maximizing land use to get the most out of every square foot, but this approach often ignores how water moves through a landscape. In many developed areas, natural wetlands and waterways that once acted like sponges to absorb heavy rain have been paved over or filled in. Losing these natural buffers means water has fewer places to go when it floods, leading to streets, homes, and businesses getting submerged. It's a critical oversight that makes traditional urban development especially vulnerable during intense storms. Around many flood-prone regions, the existing water systems have been constrained or rerouted to fit the grid, losing their ability to spread and slow floodwaters naturally. These waterways, once able to spread out and soak into the ground, now funnel water quickly and forcefully, overwhelming drainage systems and causing rapid flooding. This rigid, one-size-fits-all layout doesn't account for the natural ebb and flow of water, creating bottlenecks and flood hotspots. The consequences show up as recurring and costly flood damage, leaving communities scrambling for solutions after each hurricane. Recognizing these flaws opens the door to alternative approaches that respect the natural landscape rather than fight against it. When development tries to imitate natural water management rather than replace it entirely, the chances of flooding can be dramatically reduced. This shift in mindset is key to understanding how one community found a more harmonious and effective way to live with water instead of being threatened by it. Embracing wetlands and bowls. Instead of erasing wetlands, this town chose to build around them, preserving large patches of natural flood-absorbing land that remain untouched and connected. These wetlands act like giant sponges, soaking up excess rain and stormwater while supporting local ecosystems. But it didn't stop at preservation. The town also replicated the wetlands' function by designing a series of lakes and ponds shaped like interconnected bowls. These bowls collect water efficiently and help manage runoff in a controlled way. Each bowl sits at a low point in the landscape, with neighborhoods built slightly higher around them so that water drains naturally downhill, away from homes. Underground pipes connect these basins, so if one fills up, water can safely flow to another with more capacity. This redundant plumbing prevents overflow and flooding, while also allowing engineers to adjust water levels ahead of storms, draining some bowls to make room for incoming rainwater and directing flows toward nearby rivers in a controlled manner. This innovative water network not only reduces flood risk but also mimics nature's own systems, balancing human needs with environmental preservation. By designing with these natural principles in mind, the town creates a resilient barrier against flooding that supports life and safety rather than threatening both. It's a powerful lesson in how respecting water's natural behavior can transform vulnerability into strength. Water management that honors wetlands leads naturally into how elevation and infrastructure can further protect communities from floods, shaping a comprehensive defense against water's strongest forces. For more insights on innovative solutions, like and subscribe. Elevation and road design. A cornerstone of this town's flood resilience lies in how the entire community is thoughtfully elevated above expected water levels. Natural ground elevations here vary from about 12 to 38 feet, and the planners took full advantage of this by building neighborhoods mostly at or above 30 feet. Homes are raised roughly 5 feet above the natural grade, placing them safely above projected floodwaters during a 100-year storm event. Roads receive extra attention too. The smaller streets are lifted by around 3.5 feet, while larger roads get about 4.5 feet of elevation to direct water flow strategically. Interestingly, the roads are designed to flood intentionally when water levels rise beyond a certain point. Rather than fighting every inch of standing water, these low-lying roads act as controlled channels, guiding excess water away from homes and critical infrastructure. This allows water to flow between lakes and along carefully planned pathways without overwhelming living spaces. By accepting and managing flooding in non-essential areas, the town preserves safety in the places people live and work. This careful grading and elevation system also helps the community bounce back quickly after storms. Key facilities like grocery stores and offices are raised even higher, about 1 to 2 feet above homes, to ensure they remain accessible when conditions are tough. This balance between raising structures for safety and designing roads for water management creates a flexible, resilient environment that prioritizes both protection and daily life continuity. Location and storm surge benefits. Beyond structural design, the town's geographic position plays a pivotal role in reducing flood risk, especially from the deadliest aspect of hurricanes, storm surge. Situated roughly 20 miles inland from Florida's west coast, it benefits from natural distance that significantly weakens the force of ocean-driven floodwaters. While coastal areas face storm surges, sometimes exceeding 12 feet, the surge here might be reduced to around 3 feet, drastically lessening potential damage to buildings and streets. Florida's coastline itself is lined with mangrove forests, which act as essential natural buffers by slowing incoming water and trapping debris. These mangroves create friction that dissipates the energy of surging tides before they reach the shore, protecting inland communities. Even though storm surge loses power with distance, heavy rainfall remains a concern further inland. Nearly a quarter of all hurricane deaths in the U.S. happen in areas far from the coast, showing how rainfall-induced flooding inland can be surprisingly deadly. Yet, by combining smart location choices with natural and engineered features, this town reduces its vulnerability on multiple fronts. The inland site lessens exposure to the harshest storm surge forces, while nearby wetlands and thoughtfully designed runoff systems tackle the water that does arrive. Together, these factors form a layered defense, turning geographic luck into purposeful protection. The deliberate elevation of homes and roads flows seamlessly into the final layer of resilience found in this community's dedication to exceeding safety standards and anticipating future storm challenges. Building beyond standards. While many communities build to meet the minimum flood requirements, this town goes further by elevating homes well above the base flood elevation. For example, nearby developments were legally required to place houses 10 feet above flood zones, but opted to build at 16 feet instead. This extra margin proved vital during storms like Hurricane Helen, where streets flooded, but homes remained dry and secure. This kind of forward-thinking design not only protects residents, but also boosts property values, with many homes selling for over $1 million due to their resilience. The motivation to exceed requirements stems from experience and a growing understanding that traditional 100-year storm standards may no longer be sufficient. Since starting on this project, the team has witnessed 3 separate 100-year storm events, underscoring the increasing frequency and severity of extreme weather. Building higher and planning for more severe conditions isn't just cautious. It's necessary for long-term safety and peace of mind. Residents and developers alike see the value in living somewhere prepared to face storms without lasting damage. This town's success shows that flooding doesn't have to be inevitable. By respecting water's natural flow, elevating structures smartly, and building beyond minimum standards, it turns vulnerability into strength. If you found this insight into flood resilience eye-opening, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about innovative engineering and design.